This band is amazing. Scott Smith, amazing. Thank God you can't sing. Or I'd be out of a job, I think. We'll stop right there. Okay. All right, everybody, it's that time. We're going to ask you to please silence your cell phones, and we're going to get you up for that morning calisthenics on the opening song, I Release and I Let Go. Here we go.
All right, good morning, everybody. Let's go. Come on. All right, come on. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only your God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm. Hey, say hello to somebody around you. Everyone, welcome back. How many were here last night?
Well, I am amazing? So proud of you to be back here this morning. Right? Gosh.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have been if I didn't.
I know. If you're Catholic, you go once on Saturday, boom, done for the week.
That was like midnight mass, wasn't it? Yeah, right. Oh, good morning, everyone. Oh, wow, it's so great to see you. I didn't know if anybody would be here today. Okay, so our grief work, just like because it falls on Tuesday, both New Year's and Christmas, we won't be meeting. And we know that this is a rough time of year, so if you are going through anything, you need to speak with somebody, please call the office and they will get you in touch with someone, all right?
We'll make sure you're covered.
Yes. And then this Wednesday, or is it this Wednesday already? Oh my God, they're coming the day after Christmas. They're going to have their wisdom service, and it's going to be Pop Goes the Consciousness. So, you know, maybe you've had a rough Christmas with those relatives, but come in and get some midweek faith lift. And then Michael is also starting a class on January 3rd. It's the Essential Earnest Homes. And so this is a great book. He's going to really be talking a lot about earnest and earnest life. And it's really wonderful. And it's an accredited class. So please sign up for that. Starts right after New Year's. And then we have our primordial sound meditation. And that's going to be a 4-week class. This is where you're going to really learn the process, and that will be starting January 8th, and you can sign up for that also.
If you've never experienced that, I always say go to the first class. If you've always wondered about what this is, she's certified from the Chopra Institute. Try this once, because you will follow this. Just try it once.
That's right.
So
it's
2019
is
try
That's
everything
right.
once. If you like it, go back, right?
Absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely. And then Christine Cummings is also doing, January we start all our new classes again. So it's never too late to begin again. And that would be a great one to start up. It's a book study group class. It's going to be at 6:30 on Tuesday. And 2019, there's going to be a little potluck here, so on New Year's Eve. So if you want to join, sign up, bring a little something for the potluck, and it will be here, and it'll be till 10 o'clock. It'll be the warm-up for the real party. No.
Yeah, right.
Right. No, that's a time I'll
Again,
be in
like
bed
I said last week, when the ball drops in New York,
I know
you're all
I will
going,
have already missed the New York ball dropping by then.
Yeah.
So anyway, join them, sign up at the Rainbow Alliance table. And now I think
we have a video for you this
video.
morning. Our continued series on videos.
We can change the world.
Threshold Choir, if you're not familiar with the organization, is an international volunteer organization with chapters throughout the United States and some abroad. Began in 2001, and our specialty is singing for those people at the end of life's journey, hospice patients, seriously ill patients.
And we always sing when invited. It's just a pure joy. The women who are in my choir at the present moment are lovely women who love to serve.
And we specialize in bedside singing. We find great joy and great peace for ourselves as well as for our patients when we go bedside to sing for them. Our songs are universal in appeal, speaking to peace, love, joy, comfort, and we always sing when invited. It's just a pure joy. The women who are in my choir at the present moment are lovely women who love to serve, and they have a voice, and this is how they can use their voice in service. We rehearse weekly here at the Center for Spiritual Living from 1:30 to 3:30. If this calls to you, if this is the kind of thing that speaks to your heart, please join us or give me a call anytime and I'll tell you more. There is a fantastic website, thresholdchoir.org, that you can check and learn more about the organization.
We can change
hear some
the
sample songs,
world.
and just become familiar with who we are and what we do.
Celebrate your life while you live it, even when it's hard to do. Celebrate the best of you. Celebrate your dreams and your visions.
One heart at a time.
That's beautiful. You're going to continue seeing a collective of videos that we do every week, and that's just to let you know what the center is up to, what we're doing, and how we're touching the community beyond just our Sunday services here. So this is just another way that we are going into the community and putting our name out there and allowing ourselves to experience the very things that we speak of here at our center. So now it's time to welcome our special guest. She was here last night. If you were here last night, I don't know about you, but I didn't get to bed till like 11 o'clock thinking, oh my God, I was just so wound up because it was just amazing. So everyone, Nikki Harris, come on out, Nikki, say hello. Nikki has a new CD out. She's going to sing a song from her new CD, and she's just amazing. She was, Nikki, tell me a little bit about your history. Give me 2 seconds of a history.
My mother and dad got together, and then I came out.
And she's been singing ever since for Madonna and other people.
Yes, I have a lot of people. Whitney's first 5 records, I sang on that. I sang with Mick Jagger. I sang with Madonna for 18 years. A little bit of everything. Some acting, a lot of dancing, a lot of choreography. And
are we going to do that
And then
today?
I had a baby when I was 43, and had my own grandchildren, as my mother says. I'm starting to have my own grandkids. So basically, I have a 15-year-old there, and looking for a man with a dental plan. Just looking for a man with a dental plan.
Well, we will pray for you in 2019 that comes to fruition.
That's it.
All right, honey, sing for them, would you please?
Oh, I'm singing. Oh, I thought we were just, having a little conversation amongst each other. So this is a song that's on my new record called Lift Thine Eyes, because I split my time between California, but I also live in Augusta, Georgia. Yeah, otherwise known as the real South. Okay, I'm from a place where they still go, so who's your family? Yeah, right. I'm like, well, my plantation's right down the street. No, but you know what I mean? So what I'm saying, as we go into the holidays, I love this holiday because there's so much metaphor in it. It's about something new trying to be birthed in you. It's about understanding that sometimes there's going to be, struggles in that birth, but there's always something guiding you to the place you need to be. And even when the labor pains start happening, as long as somebody will get us a room, we can make things grow and be new in us again. And so this song is called Just Keep Going On, because no matter what's going on, y'all need to just keep going on. Something's guiding you. Remember that. Right. 1, 2. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, come on. This is how we do it in Augusta, Georgia, y'all. Come on. Oh. It goes like this. Now just keep going on. Just keep going on. Just keep going on. Just keep going on. You take every knock as a boost and every stumbling block as a stepping stone. You lift up your head and hold your own. Just keep going on. Come on, y'all. Just keep going on. You oughta. Just keep going on. Just keep going on. Just keep going on. Take every knock as a boost, every stumbling block as a stepping stone. Lift up your head and hold your own. Just keep going. Listen, I say to every young woman, also to every young man, sometimes you get discouraged. Don't stop and wring your hands. Your privilege cannot be taken, rights cannot be banned. If someone like me can make it, I know you can. Come on, just keep going on. Just keep going on. What? Just keep going on. Just keep going on. You take every knock as a boost, every stumbling block as a stepping stone. Lift up your head and hold your own. Just keep. Come on, play that song, baby. Oh yeah, that feels good, don't it? Just keep going on. Just keep going on. Just keep going on. Just keep going on. Take every knock as a boost, every stumbling block as a stepping stone. Lift up your head and hold your own. Just keep. Come on, you play for me, baby. Come on. Oh yeah. Don't you feel some of that Georgianess in here? That's got gravy on it with a biscuit. Come on. Break it down to the singers. Come on. Now just keep going on. Just keep going on. Just keep going on. Just keep going on. Take every knock as a boost, every stumbling block as a stepping stone. Lift up your head and hold your own. Just keep going. Take every knock as a boost, every stumbling block as a stepping stone. Hold your own. As a boost, every stumbling block as a stepping stone. Lift up your head. Here we go, y'all. Just keep going. Y'all say it. Keep going on. Now no matter what happens at Christmas time, something new is bound to be born in you. You gotta keep on going on. You know what I'm saying? Right, ladies? Even through the labor pains, you gotta keep on. You just breathe, yeah. You just breathe, yeah. Know that God is holding you through it all. What? Right? Know that God is working a miracle through you. Oh yeah, take every knock. Come on. Take every knock as a boot. Oh, what? Just keep going on.
Nikki. Nikki, all
Just
right.
keep going on, honey.
Don't you love our traditional Christmas? Really, don't you just love that? Let's hear it for these backup singers and our band. We have truly put them through the paces the past couple days, so I know it's been great. All right, we start out every service by reaffirming our mission statement, so please join me. We are a dynamic, open, and positive faith community that accepts all religions. Our mission is to awaken you to your divine nature, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. We are changing lives one heart at a time. All right. So, let's close our eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. You may have a couple things on your list that you need to get done today, but for right now, let's just kind of put those aside. Let's concentrate on our breath. Allow the chair to support you. Hit pause on what's happening in the world around us and in your world. Just allow yourself to become fully present here, right now, in this moment. Take a deep breath in. Still my mind, be at peace in my awakening. I release as I love. Sing after me, please. As I love and as I give. I choose to live. I choose to live. Give me strength. Give me strength. Shine your light. Shine your light. In my awakening. In my awakening. Clear my sight. Clear my sight. All I believe. And all I know, in my awakening, I let go,
Good morning, Center of Spiritual Living. Good morning. In the silence of my soul, I awaken to the truth. That greatness, that presence of God. God is the creator, the power that is forever giving of itself. Every breath that I take, every thought in my mind is the infinite intelligence and God's unconditional love. So knowing this truth and recognizing it, I become one with that creative force that radiates within me. That universal nature of God's love that never excludes anyone. So as I begin my day, I feel happy. I feel joyful and exuberant for learning the truth. Every decision that I make within that one mind equals my experiences in life. And I open my heart and my soul for the rewards and the gifts that are waiting there for me. My soul cherishes every aspect of my life, and I recognize divine good, and I claim it for me. life is filled with love and care, and all I do is for myself, my God, and my love. With confidence and gratitude, I release my word to the law of mind, knowing that it is done. And together we say, and so it is. Amen.
Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my serenity. As within, all around, all I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love, and I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me now and let's take a deep breath in now and exhale. Please join me. One people living on one planet, joining in one family,
all one. We are all one. And when God gives you a gift like that, what do you say? That's all you can do is say thank you. If I can get through this song, we'd be all right. How do I say thanks for the things that God has done for me? Things felt undeserving, and so I sing to prove my love for thee. But voices of 1,000,000 angels could not express my gratitude. Y'all listen. All that I am and could never hope to be, I owe it all to you. So I say, to God be the glory. To God be. Sorry. I'm sorry, Mom. No, wait. My sister died 3 days before Christmas, and I just mentioned her, and now she's all in me right now. So I'm sorry. So I see her face. I'm just trying to get past it. Ha! Ha! Come on. Yes. Come on. Okay. Let's start it from here. To God, all to God.
Hey, baby. Hey, sweetie. Oh, don't apologize. Are you kidding? Don't ever apologize for that. That's all right, baby. It's good. Nikki, what you don't realize is I cry for them every week. They're used to this. Nikki, thank you. Let's hear it for the band, everybody. Hold on a minute. Oh, my God. Here, pass these around. Jeez. Wow. Okay. Hi. So, what really happened on the road to Bethlehem? We should just call the ushers up and be done. You know, you've heard me talk about this story before. Like every Christmas story, it's we usually start with a traditional and, what happened around the Christmas, the birth of Jesus. And I like to adapt some of those things into the way we look at life today. And how would we treat something like this event if it were to happen today? So first off, I want to talk about some of the people involved in the story. We have Mary. She's 14 or 15 years old. She's single. She's not married to Joseph yet. And they say that every time she came in the room, it was like a breath of heaven. She had that kind of quality that, she was either A, really hot, right? Or she just had a presence or a combination of both. She was beautiful and she must have had this just essence that brought into the room. So you have Mary, and then you have this other character called Gabriel, the archangel. Gabriel, the archangel, was the first interfaith angel. Okay? Because when he came to, I know you'll get this in a minute. Because not only did he tell Mary, hey, look, girl, you're with a child. But he also was the one who talked to Muhammad and brought Muhammad the Quran, the same angel. So Gabriel is our first interfaith angel. So he crossed over these lines of religion way back then. What an example that would be for all of us, yes? All right, so Mary, he says to Mary, you're going to have this kid, and Mary's like, wait, what? I mean, imagine Mary telling Joseph, I'm pregnant. And now they didn't have Jerry Springer in Jerusalem then, right? So it's like, who's the father? Who's the father? But she's like, I just have to tell you, I didn't do anything, but now I'm pregnant. And the angel came and said I'm with child, and I can't explain this. So the story here is about Joseph really showing a great deal of trust and saying, you know what, I don't care what the outside elements say, I believe you. And Mary saying, I'm with child, and so I'm not only with child, I am with a special child that's going to deliver some sort of a message to the universe. Now, can you imagine having that conversation with someone today? You'd be scheduling an appointment for them at the psychiatrist, right? You'd say, wait, what? You believe this to be true? So you have to take stories like this and you have to listen to them and you have to try to apply as much information as we can gather intellectually, but more importantly, we want to look at things emotionally and see how we can figure out who is Mary and who is Gabriel in our life. Who's the one that's carrying the love? Who's the one that's full of trust? Who's the one that carries the message and tries to reach over and cross over to different religions and different people, different communities? Second thing, Joseph inspires me to be kind. He inspires me to be loyal and to believe that the very best is about the very best instead of the worst of people. Now, I'm glad that I'm named Joseph. I try to actually take that as an example that, you know what, I try to see the best of people. I try to look and beyond their appearances of what may be going on in their world or what's happened in their lives and mistakes that they've made, but see the very best of them. So I'm glad to be named after Joseph. But there's a little bit of Joseph in all of us, isn't there? Or where maybe we should invite Joseph in and be a little bit more understanding and less critical of people around us and the people that are in the world. What do you think? You with me? All right. So they all got called to Bethlehem, or everyone was told, go back to your city of origin where you were born because we need to be counted. Can you imagine that today? California would be empty. If I said to everybody, look, you need to go back where you were born. I'm off to Flint, Michigan. I mean, nobody's here. There'd be like 12 people in the center. I mean, how many people were born and raised in Palm Desert? Born and raised in Palm Desert. Here'd be one person in the church today. So think about how in current day we really have it made that when they want to do a census or something, they can get us. But back then, everybody, you had to go back to your hometown to be counted. Really? Okay. All right, well, let's talk about that. Here we go. There was a long journey to Bethlehem. Mary, who was 9 months pregnant, was riding Joseph's ass all the way there. His donkey. Not criticizing him. It was a donkey, right? So they get there to Bethlehem. And oh, by the way, there is something I can't figure out. Maybe you can help me figure out. Because, in the story, there's some inconsistencies. We call it... his name was Jesus of, but he was born in, wait, what? Okay, you know those pictures where you see away in the manger and there's all that snow? There's blustering snow and the wise men are trekking through what looks like a blizzard. But the climate where that happened was like Temecula. So I'm not casting doubt on it, but what I'm saying is maybe the story's been embellished just a little bit to accommodate people's needs and desires. But if we go to the root of the story, if we go to what the story really means and what it could mean for us in our life, it doesn't matter whether it was Nazareth or Bethlehem. It doesn't matter if there was snow or whether it was a dust storm. It doesn't matter. What matters is what we're learning and taking away from this. So they go into this city, and there's this buzz in this city. It's kind of like when Coachella happens. Okay? When Coachella is happening, the hotels are full, there's a buzz, people are buzzed, and there's no place to stay. There's no place to stay. This reminds me of a really funny story. So Michael Beckwith, you know Michael Beckwith? And Ricky Byers, one year they called me, or they called Elizabeth. They said, I get this message from Elizabeth on a Saturday night. She said, or Friday night. She said, Michael Beckwith is looking for you. And I'm like, Michael Beckwith's looking for me? Hey. About time he figured that out. So he said, so I called them, and it was Coachella weekend, and they thought they could just pop out and get a hotel room. And they's like, can we borrow your couch? I'm like, I feel like this is Mary looking for the manger and the whole thing. There was a buzz in the community, and there was a buzz happening in Bethlehem because there was this count happening, but there was also an energy there. There was an energy, like there was some sort of thing about to happen. So the city was full, all right? So I'm moving on. So picture this. So the city is full, and you've got these shepherds. The shepherds are under the stars. Now, if it was really blustery and cold and windy, the shepherds wouldn't be sitting out there like this looking up at the stars, right? So it was a temperate climate, and the shepherds are out there. They're watching their flocks at night, and another angel came to the shepherds and said, hey, look, something's going down in Bethlehem, and you need to go see this. There's something that's happening. Now, how they got this message, I'm not sure. They had to be open to receiving the message, or just, what they say is they were in a very meditative state, staring up at the stars and were mesmerized, which sounds like a bunch of people that are Coachella Fest, right? Wow, right? So however they got that message, I don't care. But they got a message saying, go check this thing out. So that's a poetic way of saying that while watching their thoughts and meditation and prayer, something will reveal itself. When you yourself are in that state of mind, when the whole world is trying to put it aside, and you can open up your eyes and just kind of, or close your eyes and relax. That means put you in a state to receive whatever kind of connection it is, whatever kind of message you're looking for in your life. An angel may not drop down and like have a discussion with you, but if you put yourself in that position, you at least become open and receptive to ideas flowing by means of you. Does that make sense? Okay, so they knew something was going to happen. They just knew that something good was going to happen in the world, and that's why they say, and glory shone all around. They were just ready for something exciting to happen. So the angels hooked them up. They said, look, you need to hightail it over to B-Town, all right, Bethlehem, right? Because there's this Savior coming, and his name is going to be Jesus. And they're like, Jesus? Wait, what? A Savior? So why are you telling us? Why aren't you telling like the social elite, right, that Jesus is coming, that the Savior is coming? Why not tell the mayor or the banks and the rulers or CNN or Headline News or whatever? Why are you telling me, a lowly little shepherd? Why are you giving me that message? So when you think about that, you have to think about who is worthy of receiving such information. Shepherds at the time were considered the lowliest of the low, right? They were poor, they were just workers, they were not in the hierarchy of power. They were just people living their life, doing a very simple, meager job. You know, I don't know if obviously they weren't very prosperous, they were living outside. So think about how the message was available to everyone, including the lowliest of the low, they called them. I like that idea because it's not that the elite are the ones to get the message. It means it's open to all of us. It's open to all of us for us to have a message come to us like that. If we have a receptivity, then we can walk in that glory. To God be the glory, right? So the lesson, it made a statement that the good was about to come into the world was for everyone, the poorest to the richest, which wasn't happening at the time. At the time, the only really people that had good information were the people in power. You know, the kings and all their people. They were the ones that had the information. So it was sort of odd for this group of people to have this kind of information that something is about to happen. Are you with me? Are you bored to death? No. Okay, good. At the same time, the exact same time, in a distant land, that's where the wisest and the wealthiest were reading the signs of the times. And I'm not talking about the New York or the LA Times. They were reading the signs of the times, and they were saying, you know, and how did they read the signs of the time at that time? They read them by reading the stars, the alignment of stars. Think about way back then, how would you feel cosmic movement and things happening in cycles, because the wise and the wealthy knew how to study these cycles. So they're studying the cycles and they're looking up in the heavens and wow, stars, and there's this one that is outrageously bright. Outrageously bright, and they're thinking, this is odd. This is something maybe we need to pay attention to. So they didn't have a GPS. You know, they couldn't just pop it into their Google Maps to figure out how to get there. But they knew something was going down, and they thought, I probably need to follow this. So they did. That's exactly what they did. They set off on the journey. We three kings, they could have been there too. Did you see the way they were dressed? Okay. We three kings, right? Star of wonder, star of night, star of royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. So now you got the shepherds who were close by, and now you have the wealthiest and the wise men coming in, and they were bearing so they were traveling. So the thing about bearing their gifts, I'm not sure if they were really bearing their gifts or whether they were traveling with their stuff. Because when you travel with stuff and you need to exchange your stuff for services, you have a cache of stuff. Does that make sense? So they're probably traveling with the nicest things that they have to make sure they can, travel successfully. These will end up being the gifts given to Jesus at the time, but at the time you have to wonder, why would they cart this stuff around if they were going off to just chase a star? You know? There had to be something about it. All right? Keep going. The lesson, God's good is not bound by race, geography, or nationality. It's for everyone. Borders and labels are irrelevant. Just follow the light. So that's pretty nice, isn't it? It doesn't matter where you're from. And now, we're not just talking about Christianity. We're talking about just the enlightened idea of the Christ consciousness, right? We're not talking about Judaism or Buddhism no. We're not talking about religions. We're talking about, can you take a message from a lesson, from a story, and learn it and apply it to your life? Now, he happened to be, Jesus was a Jew. When he was born, he was Jewish. When he was crucified at Easter time, I have to tell you, he was still a Jew. If he came down right now and said, Jesus, you're a Christian, he'd go, what? Oh, no, I'm not. I'm a Jewish. But he was a Jewish man who brought this message that turned into Christianity. He brought a new message of hope and love into what was at the time not a message that would have been very popular and would have been squashed by the rulers because they didn't want to give people hope. They wanted to control them. So he's the one that brought that new message in. Are you with me? All right, keep moving. So, away in a manger. Today's basic garage. So they tried to find a place to go. They couldn't find a place. They ended up in what would be like today's modern shed or a garage. This is where all this was going to go down. It wasn't going to go down at Cedar Sinai in one of their plush suites. No, it was going to go down in a really modest, not even a hotel room or a motel room. This was going to be done in like a little barn. All right? Mary gave birth to the baby that has become a symbol of God's love in the world, which is why we call it Emmanuel, meaning God is always with us. So someone finally said, look, I don't have any place for you to stay, but you can stay here because you're 9 months pregnant, you've been traveling a long way. Someone's very compassionate. So I want to think about, are you the compassionate one that would lend somebody even your garage? Or would you go, I don't know you. I'm not going to let you sleep in my garage with my stuff. You know, who are you? That leads me to believe, and I'm going to say this out loud, even though I probably shouldn't. I'm okay with it. You'll hate me anyway, or you'll email me anyway. How do we treat homeless people? Terrible. In our own community, how do we treat them? How do we look at them? When you think about it, when you look at how Mary and Joseph were arriving and that she was 9 months pregnant, she was, looking for a place to live. They just needed some shelter. She was in a place. How would you feel if you saw that on the street today? Just think about it. There's a lesson there about compassion. The person who let them even use the garage, right, the stable, showed a great deal of compassion. Would that be you? Would that be us? Or would you go, kind of not my problem? Something to think about. The manger. There's a lesson in the manger. Powerful example that despite the fact that circumstances were not perfect, something wonderful can happen. Something wonderful can happen. It happened in a garage. It didn't have to happen in some crystal palace. It didn't happen in some big, huge church. It didn't happen in some place that would be really popular. It happened, something amazing happened in a place that you would never think something amazing could happen, which if you look at your life, why do we always expect that we have to have something big and amazing to happen and big and amazing in some big place when one of the greatest things that ever happened to humanity happened in a garage? Go ahead. Good. I'm glad you like it. All right. I may not think I'm ready, but good is coming anyway. Think about it. No matter what we're going through or what we look like, no matter what we have done or failed to do, God is always being born. Next one. So let's look at some of these people. Let's look at some of the people in the story. And I want you to find yourself in this. In fact, last night, what I talked about, if you weren't here last night, I talked about the Christmas story isn't really about these people. It is about, or these symbols. It's about how each one of us carry the consciousness of those symbols. What we learn from the Christmas story, right, is what we're to do as human beings. How we're to live. Not just how one person was supposed to live and we're supposed to put them up on a pedestal. No. The lesson was, this is for you to learn how to be a better you. Not just him, but a better you and a better me. So let's go for it. Mary. What does Mary teach us? To let love live in us. Right? Joseph. See the good in others. Shepherds. Know that good is for all of us. The manger, good is always being born no matter the condition. And the kings, love knows nothing but love. It doesn't know borders or labels or race or color, creed, sexual orientation. Are you with me? So are you those characters? Are you those props? Are you those places? What are you carrying in you, and what needs to be more born within you in this moment? What can you give birth to in this holiday season? Who do you need to give more birth to on that list? Does that make sense? There are a lot of symbols in the story. We can always talk about those, but for me today, I think that I want to remember, especially today, is that overall the message is this: let heaven and nature sing to love one another and bring joy to the world. So if there's a message that comes from Christmas for me, it's about how do I want to become more of those things in my life? How do I want to become the person that can look at a homeless situation and deal with it in a compassionate, loving way instead of walking away from it? How can I do what I need to do so I can become a better Christ consciousness carrier? Does that make sense? And we can do this because we have the power to let heaven and nature sing. When we're having conversations, they're either in heaven or they're in hell. And I know some of you are about to go visit relatives, me too, so I know where this is going. There will be a few of them swimming around in those conversation places, right? But I have to make sure that I'm doing my part to bring the birth of a Christ consciousness into that room, right? To love one another. To love not just certain people, not just certain, types of people, but to really just say, you know what? Live your life. Be happy. Don't hurt other people. Don't steal from other people. Don't get your good from other people. But you know what? If you can live by those simple rules, we don't have a top 10. We just say, don't hurt anybody. Don't steal from somebody. Don't get your good by walking over somebody else's back. I don't care what you do, as long as you're happy and you're bringing happiness to your life and the lives of others. As long as everybody's volunteering for it, just volunteer for life to be happy. And finally, bringing joy to the world. How do you bring that light, that wisdom, that joy, that happiness, that laughter, that compassion? How do you bring that to the world and make a world a better place? So to me, that's what we're talking about. To me, that's what this gift of Christmas is. That's what to me is being born now. So I welcome you to take this new story, an old story, with maybe just a new spin, and maybe just a little new spin, because some of you have heard some of this before, but maybe there's something a little bit different that you're walking away with that will change how you look at the story yet again. And remember, it's not about the inconsistencies of a story. This is not CSI. We're not trying to figure it out, okay? This is for us to learn from the story and take from this story what we can give in return, what we can embody and give in return. And so end your lesson. Have a wonderful Christmas. For those that celebrate Christmas, happy holidays to the rest of you. Thank you.
Would the ushers please come forward at this time? And those of you that are live streaming, please don't forget there's a button there that you can hit to donate, or you can also text your offering. Just takes a minute to set it up. Once it's set up, you don't have to do it again. All right. So let us prepare our offering. This is the time that we give. knowing that what we give comes back to us, pressed down and overflowing. So let us say our offertory prayer together, please. I offer this gift with joy and gratitude. I receive freely and give freely, knowing the law of circulation is working perfectly in my life and the life of this center.
Come on, sing with me. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Everyone, one more time through. And every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. And every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. It's up to me to be thankful. It's up to me to be kind. It's up to me to be grateful. It's up to me. It's up to me. Everybody on your feet, let's go. Come on, sing it out. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Keep on, keep on, keep on. And every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Last time through. And every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life.
So, Florence, tell them your name and how long have you been coming here?
Well, hello. I'm Florence Miller, and I live in the desert full time, and I've been coming for about 8 years. And, you know, I just have to say to you that this center has changed my life. I was born Jewish, and I do belong to the Jewish temple. However, when I walked into this spiritual center the first time, I never knew anything like this could exist. Non-denominational, that had books on Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay. I'm a psychotherapist, so everybody that I've believed and read was right here with Reverend Joe and Laura at this center, and it has given me such faith. If you haven't, put prayers in the prayer envelope or the form. I have to tell you, I have had some legal issues that were ridiculous, and everybody has been praying for me, and it's amazing what has happened. I mean, everything in my life has become better. I always was happy, but I am really so much more with God and with peace, and I'm very grateful to everybody here and to all the musicians, to Reverend Joe, Laura, and everybody else.
Thank you, Florence. That was beautiful. And we're very happy you're here too, Florence. All right, so let us bless our offering, please. We bless this collective offering and receive it with gratitude, knowing it is spirit in action. As this currency flows through our center and beyond, it blesses many lives, including my own. So please give it to Dale. Thank you, Florence. You have a wonderful holiday, sweetie. All right. Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to welcome our guests. If you are here for the very first time, please don't be bashful. Please stand up. We have a gift for you. Welcome, welcome. So anyway, what we're giving you is, oh, right over there too, we're giving you a CD with information about our center, but please stop by the foyer table and pick up a CD of a couple of Dr. Joe's talks. If you're visiting, enjoy your stay, your holiday here. If you're from the Valley, we'd love for you to come back and make this your spiritual home. Would all my practitioners please stand right now, and ministers? So this is part of our prayer team, that's Annie over there holding high watch, and there will be practitioners over in the Om room. So if you are going through anything, please go over there, just like Florence said, and have them pray with you. Miracles happen here all the time. And so just wanted to remind you, there is no Soul Sisters this weekend. They'll be resuming January the 10th. So everybody notice what's going on. We still have a few things happening here this week. So anyway, I just want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful holiday. And let's just do a closing prayer. So that right here and right now, we recognize that light, that perfection of life that is expressing in each and every one of us here. And so at this season, we really feel that love. We know that love. We see that light everywhere. And so we open our hearts to welcome those strangers, to welcome everyone into our life, and to see that God essence, that perfection, that love, that light, and be that compassion in the world that is so necessary. So I am so grateful for each person that showed up today, and for our wonderful musicians and our staff, our practitioners, Dr. Joe. And so I know for each and every one of you that light is surrounding you and guiding you, and that those wishes, your Christmas wishes, are already known in the mind of God, and it is already so. So I let go, I let God, and together we say, and so it is. Amen. Have a wonderful Christmas, everyone, and happy holidays. Thank you.